Prosperity isn't about easy paths. It's about perseverance, purpose, and the courage to rise when the world tells you that you can't. Today's guest embodies that. And all I'm hearing in my head is Whitney Houston singing, "You tell me no, and I'll show you I can." Are y'all ready to get into it? Let's go.
Here we go! Nicole Johnson, Nicole Johnson, Nicole Johnson, let's go!
Listen, today, I'm super excited about our guest today because sometimes the underdog is the one you really have to watch. Welcome to another episode of Prosperity Conversations. I am your host, the Nicole Johnson. And today we're going to talk about prosperity from the perspective of having grit, faith, and unstoppable determination. Listen, what you have to understand is that life is going to throw all kinds of things at you. There are going to be people throwing stones, bricks, buildings, and all of the things. People are going to call you this and call you that. But I believe in making sure that you understand it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to. And today's guest is the visionary behind, oh, baby, let me say this slowly so y'all don't get no confusion. Hair assassination. You hear what I said? I said hair assassination, a powerhouse stylist, entrepreneur, viral content creator, and someone who turned pain into purpose. His journey is a testament to what's possible when you refuse to quit. We have come a long way knowing each other, doing business together, being a part of each other's team, and all of the things. So you guys clap it up for Lacedric Turner. What's up, young man?
Yes.
Hey!
What a beautiful introduction.
I be trying for the people. I be trying
You
for the
ate that
people.
up,
Yeah,
period.
how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Listen, I am great. I am great and wonderful. I am so glad that we were able to connect. And I'm going to get an audience a backdrop. So, look, Cedric has a beautiful cousin who said, "Listen, I can do these candle things, but my cousin can take it to a whole new level." I said, "Well, let's go." And she was not lying. The days of Gold Canyon candles brought a bunch of people in front of me, around me. But this young man right here was determined. Miss Nicole, I got this. I can. Okay. And turn things around to the point that, even as he took off with that, it just really morphed into what we're going to get into today. So without further ado, Cedric, I am going to ask you the very same thing that I ask all of our guests when they come on. What does prosperity mean to you?
Prosperity means to me is persevering throughout. Like in my life, I've had a lot of different situations where I had to. It's hope, it's opportunity. It's where you take a chance at success and you achieve it. That's what prosperity to me is, where you've been dealt a bad hand, but you play the cards that you're giving and you win. That is what is meant for me in my life, as far as when it comes to persevering. Because when you're a man of color, such as myself, the odds are already stacked against you.
That's
And
it.
prosperity is when we take those odds and what's been given to us and we make the best out of the situation that we have.
I love that. I love that. Whitney Houston, I'm telling you, Whitney must have been in my dreams, my head, or something. Whoever wrote that song, but maybe the way she sang it. I want you to tell me no, because my journey started when a mortgage lender told me I would never become a homeowner. Never? You sure about that? Give me a year and a half. And I did. And
Period.
couldn't wait to go back to say, now I dare you say it to another one. Just give them my number when you do, okay? So I totally understand that. And then being the mother of a young Black man, understanding that there were things I could say to my daughter one way, but for my son, I had to say the same thing goes for you in addition to this and this. because he's automatically, I feel like even with certain careers that you all automatically, just because the uniform that you wear, you automatically got a flag, a tag on your back, right? So now you are a police officer and you're a black man, baby. That's them your three strikes right there. Those are
Exactly.
your three strikes.
Exactly.
And so, I pray over those who wear that uniform, even the women too. But as a young black man, as a black man and a cop, you baby, whoosh. So when my aunt hit the police force, I said, oh, you really want to do this to me? But listen, having being the underdog, that the listen, I have watched your, we want to call it your transition, right?
Period.
From what
Okay.
you did as building a career, being doing your candles, and then watching that, flipping that to another idea, and then flipping that to something else. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna sit and grab some popcorn, maybe a pen and paper, and take some notes. So, which came first? Did the real estate come first or the hair come first?
Um, well, it's kind of funny how it happened. I end up, you made the mention of being told that you can't, and the underdog. I always had the goal of graduating early.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a strange way it came about, but I ended up taking 16 classes my junior year. Was it junior? Junior or sophomore? It may have been sophomore. But I ended up taking 16 classes and I graduated early during COVID. I've always had a passion, or I didn't know it was a passion at the time. I like to watch the Home Improvement Channel. So my cousin that we spoke of, she mentioned, well, you should try real estate school. If you can sell candles and you can sell this, you can surely you can sell a house. She's been selling for so long. So I went to real estate school, got into property management, and real estate school. That's like mine was 2 weeks because I did it like the full 8 hours a day consecutively. So I got finished, got into property management, then I went on to cosmetology school. I graduated cosmetology school 2021, so I graduated 3 times within 1 year.
Amen.
And so then I had been studying because when I originally took the class, which is why I didn't go on to get into real estate, I wasn't old enough. I took the class at 17. I graduated real estate school at 17. You can test at 18, so I had to wait.
You have to
So I went
wait.
on to cosmetology. I took the test, and it's funny how, and I'm a big believer in God, how God sets things up. I went to take the test down in Jackson, and when I went to take the test, I thought after you took the test, you had an additional 60 days to pass. No, after you apply for the test, you have 60 days from the day that you apply. Just so happened, I go at the end of the timeline. I have 2 days after the 60, and that was on a weekend. So that meant it was do or die, or I was gonna have to completely retake everything.
Oh my God.
So I, I took the test, and I remember I clicked finish or whatever, and it has the where how many questions you answered, how many you skipped over, how many you flagged, and it says zero, and I go, there's no way in hell I got absolutely none of them right, right? But I realized it meant that I had none passed. My nerves were just that bad. I click
Mm-hmm.
it, I passed. This is one of the hardest tests, it's on up there with one of the hardest tests to pass,
Right,
and I passed
right.
it on my first try. So I went on. I had my cosmetology practical and theory test right after, passed it as well. So within a month time frame, they both really jumped, which long way around. They both jumped off at the same time. I got
Same.
licensed in real estate and licensed in cosmetology at the age of 19. Opened my salon up at I opened my salon up in March. It was March the 5th. My got signed on to one of the biggest brokerages in the state of Mississippi, which is Century 21 at the time, as the youngest agent at 19 as well.
Okay. And that was the beginning. Now the journey since then.
Whew.
Yeah, I have watched on Facebook because Mr. don't mind sharing. He don't mind calling out, blowing out. He will tell all the business. You hear me? Say something wrong. He gonna let you know. Then
Woo.
see that thing, you be like, is this what we doing today? But
Sometimes you gotta
listen,
get into some
sometimes you
things.
gotta get you listen. What mama and them used to say, where you mess up is where you get jacked up. Come on, that part. But I find it so interesting that social media has given people a whole sense of freedom. A whole sense of takes their fear away, right?
Most
I call them internet bullies. But what I have loved is how you've handled it. And so right now there are people out there, the government just experienced a 40 plus day shutdown. People were panicking. They did not know what to do, how to take care of their household. So when we look at prosperity, the purpose of these conversations is to be able to give them a different perspective on what prosperity means, because I will always tell them that it's all not always about the money in the bank. Don't get me wrong, I am the money lady, and money is important, but it is not the only thing that's important. So, considering your journey starting at 19 at a very young age to actually not only get two major licenses, right? And then turn around and open up a brick and mortar company, okay? Because that's a company. First of all, let me ask you this, because I always wanted to hear how we come up with the name hair assassination.
Hair assassination to me in the beauty industry is all about, which it really goes right along with what we're discussing. Um, it's always glam, pretty. We live in a society that tells women that you have to look a certain way, you have to have a certain tone in your voice, and if you don't meet these criterias, then you're not beautiful. And hair assassination for me, it was a brand that was born out of, I wanted a space where everybody could feel safe. I wanted a space that was judgment free. I wanted a space that told man, woman, everyone that you're beautiful and you can be beautifully aggressively. Because some people, oh, she thinks she's more because her hair's this, or she think, why can't you? You've worked hard, you've paid for it, you've done it. Why can't you walk in your own beauty and your own confidence? And for hair assassination, me being a male, I didn't want I wanted a brand that was bigger than just me. I wanted a brand that stood out, that meant something to other people, that had a meaning behind it, not just, Lacedric Turner's beauty
Right,
parlor
right,
or whatever. I wanted
right.
something that when you see it, it meant something. That when you look at it, that when you come in, I have people from all different walks of life that come to my shop and they go, I came because your brand makes me feel comfortable. They come in, they say, this is just like home. I've never seen you before. This is my first time. You're the same person that you were on social media that I am. And I've never felt this free with a stranger. So that's where the name is fairly simple. Plus also I feel like I'm killing it. I feel like I'm killing the game. Like you can't beat me. I'm the deadliest hairstyles of the South. I feel like I'm killing it. I feel like it's okay for other people to be killing it. Once you done got your hair done and you hit them streets, you killing it. And so that's really where it was born from.
And I love that because when again I heard freedom, right? And when you look good, you feel good, right?
Correct.
And stress, anxiety, people are living in real hard times, and nobody wants to be walking around not just looking bad and feeling bad. So
Exactly.
when they can get a 2 for 1, that's an exceptional thing. Because I don't even want to call it a bargain. That ain't a bargain, but it is an exceptional experience. That's what it is. So I have watched you over the years. You have been to Essence Festival. How many times?
Ooh, probably
Oh, okay, that,
three.
that many times, right? And not just as a visitor, as a presenter, as somebody who has appeared in other people's social media platforms. And we're not gonna call no names unless you do, but some big names have been out there, and big names have reached out to you. And one of the things that I have seen commented on your page a lot is you're real, right? And sometimes that realness does come from hurt and pain.
Correct.
And I can tell that because we have had some of them conversations. Um, but when you think about what you have had to experience, How do you use your real estate license, your career as the bomb hairstylist, as a hair assassin, to make others realize that they can do the same thing that you have done?
I personally, I feel like I share my testimony. Some people think I'm bragging. Some people think it's boastful. But for people that they don't get the messages that I get behind the scenes, they go, "You give me a reason to get up." There's other young black boys and black girls and other races that have reached out to me and said, "When you share your story, I see myself in you. And because you continue to get up and fight the battle, I get up and fight the battle." I don't share my story because I need a pat on the back from anyone. I share my story to say, "Hey, I'm human just like you are. We're all fighting the same battles." But I'm a believer in, I try my best not to wear my battle scars. I try to dress it up and we look and we present, but it's also okay where you can meet the person where they at. Because like even going back to the salon, in the salon, it's a space of healing. When people come into my shop, I have people that tell me that when they come in, they physically felt sick. But when we get done, their hair's done, they're feeling better, they're looking better. It's a transfer of energy. What happens in, and I can't speak for other salons, but what happens in my salon, it's a transfer of energy where if my energy is down, my clients feel it. When their energy's down, I feel it. And so I share my story, and I feel like some, which a lot of people probably say, here he go in another one of these long Facebook posts. Here he go in another one of these stories. But the thing is, there's someone else is at that job that job is mistreating them and they're scared to leave. There's so
Mhm.
I jumped on a flight to Miami because I was tired of my brokerage and how I was being treated on a whim of a dime, and took that flight, and I shared that story not because, oh, I got to brag that I can go up and do this. No, I shared that story because someone else is at that job or in that classroom or in this relationship or whatever the scenario is, and they're putting up with something because they're afraid to step out. Or if you're like me, I'm loyal to my own default. So I share it to go, hey, the grass can in fact be greener on the other side, but you have to be willing to take that leap of faith, that blind faith, and travel the path that no one has ever traveled before. And then because we keep doing the same thing, we're going to keep getting the same results. So for me and my pain and my struggle, I understand, and I've been able to, some would say, capitalize, but to reach people on a different level. That, like, I had someone the other day, I was on live and they responded to me, and they commented and I responded, and they go, "Oh my God," he responded. I said, "Wait a minute, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a human just like you. I like to laugh and talk and have fun just like anybody else." And so for
Mhm.
me, I think when you're able to, when you've experienced, because I've experienced being that underdog, I've experienced being underplayed, I've experienced being called ugly, I've experienced feeling ugly, I've experienced it. And so when you've experienced it, you have a different level of understanding with the people that come through your door, so that I'm able to level with them on that experience. And it builds a bond that that you only can get in a hair salon, that you can only, even in real estate. I understand wanting to break the generational curses, wanting, and people are telling you, "Oh, you can't do this. You're a mom of three. You can't buy a house, and you can't is a challenge to me." When you tell me I can't do something, you've now given me a challenge to show you otherwise. And I've been able to take my story, my mother's story, other clients' stories, and empower new clients that thought they couldn't have, that they
Mhm.
can see, baby, it was somebody just like you. And I think that's the thing of the internet, that where the internet has put us in this space, is that we have real people, not just celebrities that have gotten extremely rich off of doing this, or some people that made a lucky investment, but real people in real time showing us this is the process, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I've kind of learned people, they like the realness.
Absolutely. And because so many celebrities, especially the athletes, they don't show all the injuries behind the scenes. They don't show the up at 4 o'clock in the morning and getting up at dark 30 in the morning, going to bed dark 30 at night. They don't show the time that they spend away from their family because they're traveling over the road. Even with entrepreneurship, You don't have enough people out here telling you the ugly part of it. They
Period.
want to get in there and show the story that stands out most recently was the girl who went to the car dealership, the real expensive car dealership, and she was changing her clothes, going in their bathroom, changing their clothes, coming back and having a whole photo shoot. And they're like, what is she doing? And then the next thing they knew, she was posting those pictures on social media as if she had purchased that car, and they were under her posting. She didn't buy this. She didn't
Trying to
buy this.
tell.
So people look rich, they look the part, but
Correct.
nobody's out here telling. So I 100% agree with prosperity also means truth. You got to be able to tell the truth about what it is you done. I didn't buy that house on the cul-de-sac, the biggest house on the cul-de-sac, and it'd be an easy process. See, when I by the time I got those keys, I had screamed, I had yelled, I had cussed, fussed, I had went without, there was so many things that happened over that year and a half long process. I changed jobs. And you know, when a client changed jobs, when they at the crux of buying a house, what happened? Things got
Hello.
put on hold. And in between that 60-day hold, waiting for 60 days worth of income, that house went under contract 5 times.
Wow.
5 times. Four of them, their financing fell through. By the time the third one fell through, the seller's agent called and said, I really do believe that this house belongs to your client. I said, well, tell her keep on believing. She can get in the back of the line and bring the rear up with the belief, but that's my house. God
Period.
said, and that's what it is. The
And
fourth
that's it.
one, they knew their financing was going through. It did not. It went through, but it wasn't approved. I don't know what it went through, but it
Period.
wasn't approved. But the fifth one, her financing was approved. And you know what caused it? What killed the deal? She said, "How did the previous on? Why the previous owner selling? Oh, the owner died in the house." She said, "You keep that house then." I came through with the blood of Jesus, prayed that lady on up
Hello.
out of there. It wasn't no bother to me because it had everything I wanted. It was within the price range I wanted. All the little itty bitty require. It was my house. It was mine. But I took to social media to tell other women, especially single moms, that category you mentioned, single moms have the hardest time. Student loan debt that
Yep.
keeps us from buying a house. Let me show you how to turn that around. Okay. And now I work with high schoolers to try to keep them out of debt because it's easier to keep you out of it than to get you out of it. So I love the fact that when I put out this call for these conversations, I wasn't sure who was going to answer and say yes, but I pray for alignment. That was the most important thing for me. And I have always loved your story. I might not say a whole lot, but baby, I'd be over here like, ooh, and oh, get up, baby. This said make me go, oh, because they was clowning at the Essence Festival, baby. We not gonna go down that route. But I love how it's not bolstering from you. It really is celebration and recognizing that I have a special set of skills. You do. You have a special set of skills, and I am enjoying what that's turning out to. So for the young person who's watching us and listening. And they young is a state of mind because I'm 53 and baby, I'm still young.
I know that's right. Hello.
And they're feeling stuck, right? Maybe what you were at 12, 13, 14, 15, going through the challenges that you had at that time, they're having them now. What would you say to them to get them to move to just the next step?
For me, what that was, I tell everyone what anything I do is strategic. It's planning behind it, it's a thought process behind it. I think one of the easiest ways to get to where you're going is first come up with a plan. A vision without a plan is a dream.
Come
And,
on.
and dreams don't turn into reality, but visions do. So for me, I started following some of I only, for a long period of time, I only follow people I wanted to be like. Inspirations, whether it's the Kardashians or Nicki or Beyond. And I watched how they moved. How do they
Mhm.
market? How do they connect? And then the thing is, I'm in Little Old Mississippi. Little old Water Valley, Mississippi is not no big spot whatsoever. Then you have to say, okay, these are my set of skills. This is what I'm good at. How can I sharpen this skill? What can I do with this skill that sets me apart from everyone else? For young people, especially in this day and age with social media, and that's the thing, one of the dangers of social media, if you allow yourself to get wrapped up in it, is trying to be like someone else.
Mm, mm,
Authenticity is what sells me. Originality is what people come to me for. There's only one you. So when you're trying to be someone else, I say it all the time, is that when you, it's just like a dupe. When you buy a knockoff Louis Vuitton purse, the person that made that Louis Vuitton purse doesn't get any credit. That fake purse, they
right.
get no credit, they get no recognition. But the mimic of it boosts the original person. So you want to be the person that originates it. You want your own originality. That if someone else comes behind you, if someone takes what the hair assassin does, then guess what? Yes, you did it. You may have had your 15 minutes of fame from it. But ultimately, I've had people take my content, steal my content, talk about me bad in the content, and then the same audience that you then put my brand out to, they come and book me, and now they're permanent clients. So when you've created your own lane and you're in your own lane, you have a whole different aspect of looking. When you're in your own spot, create your own opportunity. Don't be afraid, especially if you're in a house with mom and dad and you're young, or you're just in a position where you can financially do it. Don't be afraid to invest. Like she mentioned, Essence Fest. I've been to plenty of hair shows. I've traveled to meet with multi-millionaires in million-dollar companies to just sit in the room. With me being where I'm at now, I have a goal. I'm working with one of the brands. It's what's her name? Boho. The owner is Tamika Gibson. Um, I plan on reaching out to her even in my stage, and I want to say, hey, if you can, I buy my own plane ticket, pay for my own way for New York Fashion Week, and you just let me sit in the room. Sometimes when we have to work hard and put ourselves in the position to win, where we're not asking for any handouts. And see, that's the thing when it comes in the business realm, business owners, we respect someone that goes, hey, I had someone text me today and say, hey, how much will you charge me to just give me the information that you have? I'll pay you for it, for you to give it to me. And because she come to me like that, 9 times out of 10, I'll give the information to her for free that is respected. So for someone that's young, looking for that motivation, come up with a vision, write a plan out for that vision, and live through that vision. I've battled so many struggles, and like I tell people all the time, hair assassination is my baby. I gave birth to it. I lived through it. You can talk about me, but don't talk about my child. And so a lot of times I wake up, today was one of those days. I wake up and I push forward, not for myself, but what I have built, what I want to leave, the legacy behind it. And so for someone that I would say is young, it can seem very overwhelming. Chop it up, baby steps. I need to do this to get here. Once I get here, then I'm going here. Once I get here, I open my salon up. I had no idea what was going to come from it. I've outgrown that salon. I've been in it 4 years. The average salon doesn't stay open over 18 months. I've already beat the odds when I was told it was a stupid decision to jump out there at the age of 19 with no previous experience in a professional setting as far as being a salon owner. Sometimes you have to do that. And then me being young, and I know it eats up a lot of the hair veterans, I play on the age. You're young, people are willing to pour into young people. When you're able to articulate yourself, come up with a plan, go to an investor, people have a different level of respect for a young person because we hear, oh, the young people aren't doing this, the young people are lazy, the young people. But when you're that young person that has that aspiration, that get up and go, that moxie, and the education that goes behind it, because don't just jump into something that you don't know. Learn it, be good at it, and then go at it. Because then when you're talking to these investors, you're able to bring value. Because maybe I have people that have nothing to do with hair, but I can go to an investor, and because what I know in here and my capabilities, I'm able to lay out a business plan and say, hey, I can do this, and this. I've proven that this is what I bring to the table. Now, this is what I can do for you. That's another thing. When you're looking into talking to other people or investing or getting other people, Tell them what you can do for them. Because a lot of people we go to invest and go, well, I need this from you, I need this from you, I need this from you, I need this from you. But when you're able to go, hey, this is what I need from you, but this is what I'm able to give you. This is the value that I bring to the table. Because if you're asking for their money, their coins, etc., and you're if my money gonna do all of this, then why don't I do it without you? You have to bring your own value, and the way you bring that value is your originality, your willingness to do so, and go out there but not quit. The prosperity of the situation. You have to be able to have that prosperity to get up and keep it pushing.
And
So that's what I would tell you.
I love all of that. And that there's a lot really we could unpack. That could be a show all there's a whole nother show. Because what I hear from you is some sort of mentoring, okay? Mentoring type of coaching, especially that young black boys need. Okay. Um, Industry wise, people fresh out of school, and that doesn't matter what age, because some of us have an epiphany at an older age and go back to school trying something different. So what I want to ask you now, I love all of what you said. I could get it, I could really go into that, but we not already went past our time, but it's my show. I do what I want.
Hello.
That boy right there. Um, Let me ask you this. Let me put it right here so I keep my notes so I can. You have several brands because you mentioned somebody. You have several brands that you do content creation for,
Yes.
right? What does that mean? What for somebody who was bullied, teased, and all of those things? How does it feel to you to even have a brand come to you and say, "Can we work with you?"
It's vindication. I have a lot of people that they go, and I used to get, like you said, your teas and stuff. Oh, he's on social media. Oh, he's making these videos. He only gets 12 likes. Oh, he only gets, no one comments. No one tells him this. And that's something I would love to push to your audience is that it doesn't matter what other people think. It only takes one person to see your value.
Say,
The
wait a minute.
likes,
Stop right there. We got y'all got to let that because some adults have to hear that. Let that sit in. Say that again.
the opinions of others don't matter. It only matters what that one person sees in you, where they see that value in you. And
Let me tell you, I have adult women who have children your age and older that I have to say that to. I have to remind them that you've been wearing so many hats. You've been doing so many things. It's not perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We
period.
just want to make progress. But the definition of what I just said and what you just said is a masterpiece.
It is.
Every masterpiece, a painting, a sculpture, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have defects. It doesn't have flaws, but nothing takes away the value of it. And we have to stop putting our value in other people's
Correct.
hands. Come on,
Because
go
when I
ahead. Go
when
ahead.
I tell you, it gave a whole different. So I went down to the first hair show. I've been trying to go to a hair show since I was a kid. I finally was in a point in my career because I've been a full time hairstylist that I could afford to go. And not only could I afford to go, I had been put on a brand campaign with Bold Hold. This is one of the biggest glue companies in the United States for black hair, right? And so
Okay.
I'm on the campaign and I do it. And the lady, when I got there, and they tell you never meet your idols. I agree to disagree on that one. Because when I tell you the embrace that lady had for me, and I told her, I was like, well, I don't have a big following and I don't have a this. Well, I've already shot myself down for the opportunity. I've already shot it down. Oh, I don't have a million followers. I don't get them. She told me, she said, here's the thing. She says, followers, I got that. The money, I got that. You have the talent, you have the skill, a raw skill that a lot of people don't have. And that what makes you uniquely you. She said the other things we can work on that. The fixing up the content, we can work on that. We can work on that. But the skill that you have, and that's it, and it brings me back to God. Your gift will open rooms that nor man nor woman can close. So
That's
that it really took another layer off, because I have brands currently that are texting. I recently went viral because I am a marketing genius for ugly hair.
come on now.
Because
Come
I
on.
am a marketing genius for ugly hair. Sometimes you have to do something courageous that other people are scared to do, the other people will think is absolutely off the wall. But I took a play out of the big people's playbooks. Publicity. So guess what? I did the ugly hair. When I did the ugly hair, millions of views. But on my page, I got all the good work. So that's where the bookings come in. And it's something that I almost let it discourage me, because it went boom. It just blew up. And I took the video down, and my client goes, "You don't ever take a video down." Because I took it down not for my emotional protection, but for my client. She goes, "No, put that video back up." Now she's a fashion designer. She says, "Put the video back up." It blows up. And then sometimes, like I said, the value. Other people thought him being a hairstylist going viral for ugly hair. How can this pay off? How can it this? How can it? These big brands, they see the vision. The
Right.
curators, they do promotionals, they do videos, they understand marketing. So then they go on your page and they go, "Oh, he really can do hair. He just knows how to pull in the numbers." And they see the vision. And that's been one of my biggest things of for me and myself, because we can be our own biggest enemy when it comes to our vision, where we
Absolutely.
think the vision is so big, or we share the vision with the wrong people, and then they shoot it down. They tell you, "Oh,
Yep.
you can't have it, you can't this, you can't that." But if we really just focus on our vision, what God has given to us, what we feel is our purpose, the opportunity will come. I open up a salon in a small town with population 3 or 4 thousand people, and I'm the highest paid hairstylist around here. I'm the most well known hairstylist around here. Your gift will open doors. It opened up. I do entertainment now. I have people that book me to come out. Everybody wants to see the hair assassin. The hair assassin, because I am that crazy hairstylist. I'm the one that dances around the shop. I'm the one that talks too much. I'm the one that says the crazy stuff. I'm the one that sings in your ear, probably getting on your nerve. I'm the one that tells you need to leave that man. You need to leave that. I'm just that real hairstylist. And see, when you do that and you have that type of connection, people see the value. I have certain clients that they will literally say, and for people that selling products, or they feel like the next person is doing more than them, or the next person has more than them. I have clients that come to me and say, "You know what? Even if you don't, even if that person does hair better than you, or they do a wig better than you, they can't beat your customer service. They can't beat your hospitality. They can't." And people are going to pick out these different things that you do, these different qualities that are uniquely to you, and they're
Mhm.
going to stay there through the thick and thin, because those are qualities that they can't go anywhere else and get from anyone else but you. So someone else may have you beat there, but you walking a dog on it when it comes to hospitality and customer service. And
Mhm.
customer service has been lost in the business world. If you
Man,
can if you
listen.
can treat people and talk to them and be nice to them, you'll be shocked. The money on tips, when my clients get a job upgrade, my pay go up and I ain't gotta charge them more. They
Right.
tipping $50 to $100 because they just got a pay raise, and they feel that they want to bless the hairstylist that's been there for them when they didn't have it. So that would be my thing of when it comes to the view and how other people view me. I know a lot of people think that I am bougie. They think that I think that I'm more than other people. They think very high. I think a lot of people think more of me than I think of me. But I think that, but there's individuals that will be put in your path and on your journey that will help you get to where you're going, because they're going to see the value. They're going to see the value.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, Cedric. I love it. And what I want to we're gonna have you come back. We have a prosperity summit. We do this every year in April. I'm gonna have you come back and do some more talking, because people of all different walks, whether they're here in this country, this these conversations are going worldwide, not just nationwide. They're going worldwide. So we need to see you over there in a different country doing your thing and letting them know, baby, you can get this too. You
And
can get
that's it.
all this, you get all this smoke. I hope you guys have picked up some amazing gems from what Lacedric has talked about today. Because when it comes to the concept of prosperity, it's not about being perfect. It is absolutely about making progress. He hit on something that's very personal for me because we do the vision and empowerment retreat every year in January, and they all leave with a vision board. Vision board is not that typical oversized poster board. I don't do that. I make it small and portable so you can take your goals with you everywhere you go. The stickers are cute. That's because that's what they want. But for me, it's the strategic roadmap. You want this house. How do I get there? You want this car. How do I get there? I need to pay off this amount of debt. How do I get there? The stickers of what the car look like, the house look like, all of those things. That's for them. It's the strategy that I love helping them outline and have a map for the year. So I love that, how you broke it down, because really, in essence, what you said was Habakkuk 2 and 2 and 3. You know, you've
Period.
got to write that vision out. You've got to make it plain so that others can tarry with you, and that you don't have to do this alone. His cousin is amazing. She brought him into my fold, into my environment. He has turned out to be even more amazing than what we could have imagined. I was like, she didn't tell me you was all of this, but just watching your growth over the years. And I encourage you to keep going. But I also encourage you, somehow, some way, you need to have some formal mentorship going on. And maybe we talk about that the next time we get together. Listen, as always, these prosperity conversations have been the absolute bomb.com, and the Cedric came and he did just that. Yes, all of that. And I thank you for being here with us. This has been another episode of Prosperity Conversations. I am the Nicole Johnson. Till next time.